the journey of inspired citizens of Manila. And before I begin, I want to just go back a few years back. Why redesign? Okay. This is Manila some years ago. Okay. This is 1905, Escolta. Believe it or not, aside from the Calesas, there were already tramway systems. This was back then before the World War II happened. And on the next slide, this was Jones Bridge. Back then, it felt like it's more walkable. And aside from the walkability of the bridge, we put in great value in terms of architectural designs. This is the La Madre Filipino, which was incorporated in the bridge back then. Before it was more congested. The air was more cleaner to breathe in. And even when the people started coming in, a few years after, walking in the city wasn't a punishment. And even back then, the rivers didn't have much plastic yet. So if you wanted to try to ride a ferry to go from one place to another, it was fine. It was actually fun. Makati didn't have that much smog, the business district. So, sadly, this is what Manila looks today. And, okay lang naman pala, I guess, with the right filters and the angles. But let's, look closer and look at the bigger picture. I think we still kept the neoclassical designs that when you guys walk around and tour the city, would appreciate. But it's surrounded by spaghetti wires. This is El Hogar, and so I've heard that there's plans of demolition. Okay, the rivers didn't change that much. There's still trees. And it's all surrounded by a lot of illegal settlers, and may mga tambay and some dog poop on the side. The view here, if before in the 1940s, we had the La Madre Filipina statues in our bridge. Now we have colorful clothings at the bottom. The churches and of the old are still preserved, I'd like to say, but yep, it's surrounded by wires, a lot of cars, and noise pollution. Same here, a nice fountain with the preserved architecture of the old, together with the beautiful spaghetti wires of the present. So, this is Manila now. Here. So this is Manila today. Well, some parts of it. And let's be honest, Manila can be more beautiful. Okay, so when we actually made this video a few years ago, I'll be honest, we weren't trained in the deep sense of urban design and transportation planning. Like you guys, we were actually ordinary citizens of the city. So that's what I want to talk about. How can ordinary citizens, just like you and me, spark change in the city, the place we live in that we so love? Okay, I want to see a show of hands. If you guys had the power Okay, if you guys were given the opportunity to devote a few hours of your time, of your day, to help the city, would you redesign walking in Manila?
Nice. Okay. Sure, yeah. Ayaw niyo yung konting exercise, merong hostess, at yung merong pedestrian walking. Diba? Would you redesign crossing in Manila? One place or another? Okay, alright. You sure you don't want a view? Ganda ng view, diba? Okay. Would you redesign biking in Manila? Oh yeah. Yes. Okay. I know a competition with the bus. Who's faster? Okay. There's a lot of places where you want to start redesigning Manila. Dami. But the bigger question is how? How would you redesign Manila? Well, that's where I talk about the journey of the different citizens and volunteers that were inspired to actually help us make change. So what happened? We basically connected, we shared, and we committed.
So with the same passion that drove me here, or drove me to make the video and to help the city. So once the video came out, it flocked a spark of inspiration from different groups. We got to meet this group called Potato Codes. They offered their services for free to create a website in terms of helping us gather volunteers in places where we intend to redesign Manila. We met this very wonderful people of Bayani Brew, if you guys know the drink.
They were the ones eventually who would give all the volunteers all those free drinks once we start doing our volunteer work to help the city.
This is Aya De Leon, former vocalist of Imago. She manages A Space Manila. She actually provided the venue for us to gather all the volunteers for a general assembly in terms of discussing and sharing the ideas of how we can help redesign the city. So this is that general assembly, which in the near future would help us because would connect us to different people who would actually help have different projects in mind to further lift the city. So all of these things, things that we weren't capable of, it all happened because we connected and we shared our ideas with one another.
The passion that they had drove us to be more passionate and convinced that we should do this, even if it's for free, even if it will cost some time. So, like I said, different walks of life, from a college student, social advocate, a teacher, people from PR, advertising people, all of them combining all their ideas together. And one of them actually asked, your video really inspired me, that's why I'm here. But the thing is, it's actually them showing up, their stories, and they're sharing their passion and commitment that actually inspired me and my team to further push what we're doing. Because, to tell you the truth,
like I said, I was a commercial director by day, or sometimes by night. In our industry, in advertising, just like you guys, we barely have enough sleep sometimes. Our shoots in commercials sometimes end at the wee hours of the morning, and then we're blasted with a series of meetings day in, day out. But because of these volunteers that we got to meet, it really drove us to continue what we want to do for the city.
So after work, we would meet up at 8 p.m., 8:30 p.m. We would just plan,
discuss milestones, roadmaps on what places can we help in the city or in Manila. What can we do as a team to redesign it? We were starting from scratch, to be honest. And we were just powered by pizza and Bayani Brew. and it would last us until 11 o'clock, sometimes 12 o'clock midnight, because there's a lot of back and forth of what should be done in a particular area. So it was also a learning experience on our end, especially for ordinary citizens who have a little knowledge of what it really means to redesign a city. So in the end, we were able to have this timeline. We met with the volunteers, we created the roadmap on what to do. We selected certain locations of the city wherein we can help without disrupting traffic flow. We did boot camps as well, wherein for different speakers gave their time and energy to educate the volunteers of what proper mapping is, what the deep sense of urban design, landscape architecting, which led us to this area right here. It's Maginhawa Street. If you're familiar in the Diliman area, this is a place where there's so many restaurants right now, but has a lot of problems because of traffic. So what we actually did, we made a survey. We selected the area, and then we conducted a survey with 270 respondents from the people, the restaurant owners, the old residents in the area. And then we found out that their top concerns were the following. Traffic is number one, parking space, security, lighting, the greeneries around, accessibility, wider roads, and signage and wayfinding. Signage and wayfinding is, even if I live in Commonwealth, sometimes ang hirap niya mahanap. Back then, there was no ways yet. So, we invited volunteer architects, and for one day, this is what you call a design sprint. With all those factors and info, they were able to come up with a lot of designs for the place. And then, I'll show you an example. We were supposed to make a welcoming arc so that you already know that you're near the place. And then signages also na may greens incorporated. Imagine the whole stretch with this. This part here where there's a lot of vandalism, the waiting shed, maraming tricycle dumadaan. Made it into a mural wall wherein you can promote walkability while people can post in updates on their restaurants or events. But sadly, it didn't happen. So even in helping, it's not that easy. Because it has to come through different processes before it gets approved. But that didn't stop our team. A few months after this happened, the Art for Urban Change. The Art for Urban Change is an initiative by Julian Abriha. She was the former assistant general manager of MMDA. She had this idea very similar to the story of the Bilbao River in Spain. Back in the, I think it was the late 80s, the Bilbao River was similar to the state of our Pasig River. It was smelly, it was dirty, people didn't want to use it, people didn't want to go near it. And then, with the help of different people in different fields, they were able to clean it up, and now it serves as a mode for transportation. It's where the Guggenheim Museum is located, and sometimes they even held here water sports. It's that clean already, and of course restaurants along the river. So that would have been amazing, right, for Pasig River. So with that, the idea is start with baby steps. The pumping station murals. What if we could use art and design, use it to inspire people to bring back some light in the river, to give attention back to the Pasig River. They didn't have much volunteer work. So when we came in, we proposed that we can help redesign these pumping stations to bring interest back in the river, for people to start using the ferry system as a mode of a different type of transportation to lessen the traffic. So it's not yet the final solution, but it's a solution. It's a small step. So, like I said, ordinary citizen, what can you do? You can use your talent. Right? We use our talent in creating digital content. So with this one video invite that we posted in our social page, okay, sorry, we were able to get 19,000 views. And then from there, 1,000 people signed up to volunteer and help redesign these stations because they believe in bringing back the river to life. Okay. So there's a video playing. But we were able to put in volunteers in all these different stations for free. They gave up their time. They shared their passion. Some of them are not really artists, but it was that desire to make change in the city that drove them to go here. And then help the different artists finish the murals on time. What I'm about to show you is a whole video that culminates the thoughts and the stories of the volunteers that helped make this possible. It's a bit long, but I think it's going to be a worthwhile. Okay, watch this.
I think the Pasig River can be used in all sorts of ways to shape space for living, for working, for leisure.
Well, the Pasig River was once a beautiful, beautiful river.
Regeneration involves people. Kasama sila. Regeneration or a place or a community is not just defined by structures. It's defined by its people, by its community. Kasi kung wala naman tayo, wala rin mangyayaring ganito.
Ginagawa namin itong monumental murals as marker ng efforts na ginagawa ng generation na to para i-preserve yung river talaga.
Which also kind of supports the ferry system of the Pasig River. One way to kind of promote this new system of transport and mobility in Manila, we felt that we had to cultivate an interest for the river through art and design.
If we revive this river, we're reviving not only a transportation corridor, an environmental corridor, but also a cultural corridor. The city started from here and will once again grow from here in the future.
People, when they pass by and see something like this, it overshadows yung general idea about the Pasig River na mabaho, marumi.
Overwhelmed talaga ako sa mga tao, lalo na yung nagkaka-interest na tumulong, mag-volunteer. Honestly, hindi ko siya kayang matapos na mag-isa lang. Tulong-tulong tayo, sama-sama.
I, with my friends, decided to paint and help because we wanted to see Manila become as vibrant as it can be, and we wanted to see people enjoy the city even more. It's colorful, it's inspiring, it's full of creative ideas.
The volunteers, all those who committed their time and who actually was able or were able to help us, we're very, very grateful. It's basically everyone's joint effort to come up to have a better life.
We know we want to change the state of Pasig River, and this is one way of doing it.
To revive the river, we need everyone to work together. And in this project, we had private sector, government, and passionate, talented citizens donating their time and resources to this important cause. If we do that for the rest of the river, all challenges will be overcome.
So actually, when that video came out, I had a couple of friends from college who I rarely see, and then they decided to ride the ferry. And you know what? It totally changed the perception. The Pasig River right now is not like how we used to think of it before, where it's mabaho, full of trash. There's actually a lot of birds, as you saw in the video. Those were all documented on the spot when we rode the ferry. And you know, it saved us from traffic. If you want to go from Makati all the way to Binondo, just to have a Binondo tour, I suggest you try it because it's logically speaking, it's faster, it's cleaner, it's a different experience. So while you're cruising through the river, you're treated with this artworks from different artists, and of course the volunteers' creativity as well. When this came out also, so it sparked a lot of interest back to the river, but not just that. They wanted to help in the cause. They started asking if there's more projects for what's the next project. I want to join in. I want to volunteer. There was so many that we had to ask help for an IT person to create some replies for a Facebook page. And you know, after that, today, these inspired citizens came to us, and now we're helping MMDA with a new type of project. It's bike lanes for urban change. It's to create bike lanes along the river to help push inclusive mobility in the city. So that's where we're all going now. And like I said, if they mentioned that we inspired them, it's really them inspiring us because they keep on coming, they keep on volunteering their time that they want to share their talents, their resources, their passion for the city. So it really just moves you. So the main essence of what I want to tell you guys from the journey that we had this span of few years, share. If you share your talent, you share your time, you share your passion, you'll never know who you're going to inspire to do something great. So, for a better Manila, let's share ideas. Thank you.